All right, hello and welcome to everyone. Today our guest is, well, I'm proud to have an undefeated fighter, Jaylon Bates, riding a score of 3-0. Congrats on your previous win.
Thank
And right now, how are you feeling considering that you're riding on well, we can say a hot streak at the moment? How are you
you.
feeling due to
I
your
feel
victory?
amazing. I feel amazing. I got a new. I'm with a new camp. I'm with the McKees now, and as we all seen, AJ, how he handled Patricio Pitbull. Uh, I'm excited. I'm excited to showcase what we've been working on, me and Antonio, and yeah, I'm excited, especially to go in there in Phoenix, Arizona. This guy, it's his hometown. He's fighting from Phoenix, so I'm gonna go in there and we're gonna put him away.
Well, that's really, really outstanding. I'm really happy that you joined the new camp. But let's get back through history. When did you start training MMA? Which was your first martial art?
So I started training in 2017. I started training martial arts in 2017, and I that was amazing. I started at Syndicate MMA, and they have a lot of UFC fighters. Syndicate does now, but when I started with them, they only had a maybe a handful, maybe like four or something like that. And I was training out there with AJ Matthews, who also fought in Bellator for a while, and that was amazing. Just training, working full time training, working 40 hours a week at a tow truck shop, and then coming in and training at night. It was amazing. And then I came after that. I was like, well, I want to take this more serious. And basically, I went out of work for about 6 months, and I was only training. Had my first amateur fight. At that time, I actually stopped training with Syndicate because I couldn't afford the gym dues. And trained some Muay Thai, trained some boxing, and then next year came around. I ended up getting a job with Syndicate, worked there full time, worked there 12 hours a day, uh, and trained only for the MMA class. And that was cool for a while. But then I realized I need to put more time into MMA than anything. And I started to really just take my career serious. So I ended up moving back. So that was 2018 that happened. 2019, I moved back to Portland, Oregon, and I worked at UPS for a year as a supervisor. But that's part time, working about 6 hours a day, which was great because it would from 3 in the morning to 8:30, get off, then come home, sleep for about 2 hours. Then I was at the gym from 12 to about 4 p.m. And then eventually I got signed to Bellator, was able to quit my job at UPS, and now we're here.
That's pretty much impressive story. Can you please tell me, do you have the favorite strike and the favorite submission?
My favorite strike would definitely be the straight two to the body. I love the straight two to the body. That's amazing. Um, and then the submission, I would definitely say it's the ninja choke. I love how the ninja choke when you go right, they try to take you down and you go right straight onto their neck and you choke them. I love that.
Yeah, pretty much outstanding joke. Do you still maybe remember your first amateur MMA fight?
Yeah. Oh yeah, my first amateur MMA fight, I fought this guy named Daniel Guzman. He was he was 34 at the time, I think, and doing that, he was he was he was 34. He was 0-1, and then when he fought me, I went in there, took him down. I had a strong wrestling base, so I started wrestling in high school, and took him down, punched him maybe a few times, and then I submitted him with an armbar.
Who was your toughest amateur opponent?
I would say my toughest amateur opponent was definitely uh, Chris Elisaris. He's the only person who ever knocked me down in a fight and rocked me and actually, stunned me and made me, in a sense, worry. I have actually that video up on my YouTube. If people want to check it out on my Instagram page, um, it was a great fight. But I came back in the second round and knocked him out. So I think that was amazing for me. It was a testament to my will, especially with him being 27 at the time and me only being 21. It was a testament that I can I can take a punch and get back up and keep going.
Yeah, it's pretty much outstanding experience, got to say. I mean, when you're rocked for the first time, then you know how far can you push yourself. And
Yeah,
I assume you survived the days in like how much did it last when you were dazed? Like 5, 6, 7 seconds.
yeah. It lasted 4 seconds, 5 seconds, and then I came back. And as soon as I started thinking again, immediately, he was in on a choke. I went to wrestle immediately, and he went in on a choke, and he was choking me, and I ended up getting out of that, but I stood up too quick, so the oxygen didn't get to my brain yet, so I ended up passing back out, and then falling back down, and then after that we got up. He rocked me with a spinning back fist. He rocked me 4 times. The rounds were only 3 minutes, I believe, or two. I think they're either 3 minutes or 2 minutes, but he rocked me 4 times in that first round, and then I came back in the second round and knocked him out. So it was a lot of days moments in there.
How did your first professional fight go, considering that your debut was in Bellator? It's not easy to debut in one of the most difficult promotions in the world.
I think it went according to plan. We went in there and dominated. I think it was 30-26 or 30-27 on the judges scorecards. So it was definitely unanimous. But what I liked about it was that we I went in there and just showcased basically all of my skills. Now, and not even all of my skills, but that I have skills. I didn't do too much standing, which is something that from that fight to my last fight in June, that in June, I do have some stand up. But it's all about comfortability. I feel like that was my first fight, so I didn't want to spoil it doing anything reckless. So I just got comfortable doing what I know. And that's just heavy wrestling, heavy wrestling.
What do you think of your second fight? You defeated Jeffrey Glasner via modified guillotine choke. How did you modify that guillotine to defeat your opponent?
I got long arms. I'm like a freaking slender man. So I was just freaking got around his neck. And when I realized that he was breaking, he didn't make weight. So I already knew right there that it would be more easier to break him, especially because he didn't make weight. This is a professional sport. And if you don't make weight, if you don't spend the time to make weight, then you're already halfway beat mentally. Um, got around his neck, and he kind of extended his neck, and as soon as I got around his neck, I kind of just tightened everything. I used my own head as leverage to make this space small around his neck, and that was it. That was all she wrote.
I'm pleased with your third fight. I mean, pretty much impressive finish, got to say. I watched the fight, just asking from your point of view, how did it look like?
It was good. I heard not a lot of people can out wrestle him like that out where he's from. I don't know if he's from Maryland or just on the East Coast. I don't know exactly where he's from, but I heard a lot of people can't like out wrestle him. And he even said it to me after the fight. Not a lot of people can do that to me. So I was just appreciative of the fact that I was getting better. I think American Top Team was a great school, but for my talent and for the level of competition that I'm trying to achieve, it was just it was wrestling dominant, but they didn't really have any great wrestlers or great ground people. Ricky Simone, he was there, and
Rick Simon.
yeah, Ricky Simone, he was an American Top Team, but especially when you get a guy like Ricky who's in the UFC, he's traveling a lot. He's not really in the gym too much. So it's good that he was there, but he's also not there because he's training, he's doing other shit. He has, he's a UFC star, so he has other things to do. But so the guys I was grappling with weren't necessarily wrestling with were necessarily top tier, but they were good guys, solid guys that could beat I would say any of those guys on the East Coast.
What was the hardest training gym or the hardest training camp you've ever participated in your life?
The hardest training camp I would say is the one I'm in right now. I'm with the Team Body Shop out in Lakewood, and it definitely coming here made me open up my eyes and see some things that I didn't see before. So I think coming here was definitely been my biggest eye opener to where I'm at as an athlete, where I'm at as a professional, and where I'm at as a businessman. On top of that as well, um, Antonio McKee, he's doing great work for a lot of guys, and the industry doesn't want the industry might not like him for because he is outspoken, but it's a the work he puts in with his guys, the work we put in daily. It's work, and there's no oh, it's going to be an easy day today, or there's going to be you get 3 days off and then you're back at it Monday, and you better be ready because it's work. We got Chris Cyborg training here now. AJ McKee's here, so Kimbo Slice Jr. is here, so it's like we got some solid guys. So definitely coming here was like, whoo! I think I'm on this level, but then there's another level to that level, and then there's another level to that level. So definitely work.
What is allowed to say about your upcoming fight?
Um, I could say shit. We're gonna go out there and we're gonna win. That's for sure. No matter what, whether it's a submission, whether it's a knockout. I'm not gonna sit here and predict things, but I definitely am gunning for a TKO. I'm gunning to stop this dude with my hands, just to showcase that I do have some stand up. That I'm not just a ground guy. I'm not just a jiu-jitsu guy. I'm not just a wrestler. I'm an MMA fighter, and I can really do it all. And I have, and this is just the beginning of the career. I haven't even done anything yet that I can. The potential for me is limitless. Not even the sky. Some people say the sky's the limit, but you still got the stars. You still got the other galaxies. So it's limitless for sure.
Who is the hardest fighter you've ever sparred with?
Uh, Hardest spider I ever sparred with. Man, I sparred with some good guys. I've sparred with some solid. Like I've sparred with Forrest Griffin. I've sparred with AJ McKee. I sparred with Ricky Simone. I sparred with some hard guys. So hardest fighter, I would definitely say it was Forrest Griffin. Forrest Griffin was definitely hard because the way his movement was, it was just like he was just he's to a 5 pounder too, but he was just so long. And sparring with Forrest Griffin, I was just like, damn, I can't get in on him because I'm small and I'm young. I'm trying to get in there and do my thing, but they weren't doing anything. He was just kicking my legs and whooping my ass. It was fun.
Do you have the favorite quote?
Um, Favorite quote. Man, honestly, man, I would go into my phone right now and look up all my quotes. I have a bunch of quotes in my notes that I just read from time to time. Um, I don't know if I can think of a quote off the top of my head, but I do like a lot of Henry Ford. I like a lot of Henry Ford's quotes. He was a pioneer in the industry and the not steel industry, the motor industry, and he didn't stop. Even when they said, oh, we don't know if we can make an engine this fast and all that, he just kept going, kept going. So I don't know if I can think of any quotes. I might have some for you later. We do this interview again, but yeah, my favorite quoter would definitely be Henry Ford, for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty much outstanding. Pretty much outstanding. Do you have the favorite animal, maybe?
Animal, I would say, shoot, mm, yeah, um, I like a lot of different animals. I truly do like a lot of different animals. I like tigers. I like lions, but I think the panther. I think the I think the panther or the mountain lion is definitely one of my favorites. Mountain lions are cool. Oh, okay. I lied. I did lie. You know what? It's the bear. I love the bear. The bear, I think the bear is one of the most underrated predators they can climb trees, they can run fast, they can stand up. They can stand up on their hind legs. The bears are underrated, and they're very, their diets are very like, I would say if a human eating a bear's diet's good. Eating nuts, eating vegetables, eating fish, fruits, honey, eating honey. Honey's good for you. So I think like bears have one of the best diets as well. Yeah.
How's one day in your life looking like right now?
One day in my life is wake up early. Wake up early. I wake up earlier than I like to wake up, honestly, every day. That's probably the hardest part for me is waking up as early. We wake up at about 8:30. I wake up about 8:30, and then I go to jujitsu 9, and then I'm at the gym from 9 to about 12:30, and then gotta rest, and then you're back at the gym from about some days, some weeks I'm there 7 to, like if I'm not in camp, I'll be there from 7 to 9 or 7 to 9:30. But when I'm in camp, I'm there from 7 to 8. But that 7 to 8 is a hard practice, So yeah, it's definitely more than I wake up definitely earlier than I like to, but sacrifices.
Yeah, pretty much great one. Would you like to mention something we forgot to mention? Would you like to give a shout out to somebody? Would you like maybe to say something we forgot to say?
Well, yeah, for anyone watching this, please go follow my Instagram at New Breed MMA. Give me a follow, follow my career, support me. I definitely want to thank God. I definitely want to thank God for this opportunity of even being put on this platform, having people like you, looking to interview me and see what I'm about. Thank you for having me on your show and your interview. Thank you for interviewing me. I appreciate that. Yeah, just keep following me because we're gonna do great things in this game, and I am one of the next big things in MMA. So watch out for me.
Thank you so much for this, Jaylon. Always a pleasure to have a Bellator fighter on my show. So thank you so much for this.
Absolutely, no problem. Thank
Right.
you.
I will publish the video tomorrow, just to know. Need some time to create. Tomorrow will be published. We'll send you link.
Perfect. Are you in Russia?
No, actually.
Where? Oh, Bulgaria. Okay.
Yeah, Bulgaria.
Nice. I got to visit one day. I can't wait. Visit
Well,
there.
absolutely, there are many great places to visit, like Ustendil, Sofia, Varna, Burgas. I don't know what is your fighting style more like, but we like Sambo here.
Yeah, Sambo. Yeah, Sambo is a great. I heard Khabib talk about Sambo. Sambo is really important. Is Sambo throwing, right?
Combat Sambo is very similar to MMA, but you fight in a gi, you fight with MMA gloves, and for example, spiking is not allowed, and 45-degree throws are not allowed. Like you mustn't do this, but you can throw like with sliding, if you know what I mean.
Wow, I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna have to come out there and train some Sambo then.
Yeah,
I would
absolutely.
really that.
Yeah, thank you so much for this. Have a great day and
You as well,
catch you
brother.
some other time.
Yes, sir. Interview soon.